Welcome to John's Random Review. Hi, welcome back to John's Random Reviews. This is the tube cutter. We're gonna name this tube cutter. This is part 4. I've finally finished. This is the Frankenstein monster, part Millwalkee, part Makita. It's actually 3/4 Millwalkee. So what we're going to call this machine? Let's get involved. Okay. Sometimes I think it might be called a milliter, or maybe it could be called a Makita tube cutter. Anyway. Makita do not make a copper tube cutter. I've heard online that Millwalkee have got a patent for these machines. So, how have I got on with the build and does it work? Well, I've got to say yes and no. It does work, but not quite as good as I thought it would do. But didn't really test this properly before, and I think I've improved it by getting everything all cleaned up and making the springs in this machine a bit stronger so the blade pushes against the copper pipe. And also, well, obviously, I've put a new blade on it and it runs off Makita CXT 12-volt batteries. So if you look at the back of that, that looks fairly professional. I think it does anyway. Now, I know the teal colour is not right. Now I experimented with a few different colours and a few different spray cans. As you can see, it's a little bit darker. This is the original Makita teal colour, and this is a spray I got online. And maybe one day I'll get it right. So come in a little bit, and we'll go through what I've done. Obviously, I've connected the back section of a 12-volt drill onto the body of this Millwalkee tube cutter. Now in this area here, there was a little screen sort of thing that would tell you the battery charge, similar to this, which is on the Makita battery. And what I found is to make it work on the Makita batteries, I had to take a lot of the circuit board out of here, so I had to disconnect this panel, and I've put a little delete in there. You know when you got the really VW fans and they've got the Golfs or the Polos and they take out the back windscreen washer and they call it a delete? Well, this is a little delete, so I've put a little bit of rubber overmolding from the drill. Now in the top of here, excuse me, normally when the Millwalkee one has a little plastic screen, but I've taken it off. I think you've got a better line of sight through there. As you can see, it's got a Makita sort of emblem on there. So as you can see, the colour differential between the two colours there. But squint a little bit and let's get into low light. I think it looks pretty good. And on the back, this is a bit of theatre. You like this? This is the actual sticker off the drill. So it says it'll drill certain amount of holes and whatnot thing. But I think it looks pretty good. I'm chuffed to bits with it. But the main thing is, will I use it? Or is it going to be any good? Now then, let's talk pipe slices or tube cutters. So, about when I started in 1986-ish, how did you cut copper pipes? Well, you cut them with a hacksaw, or you would get a tube cutter, but a tube cutter with like an adjustable tube cutter that would be quite big and bulky. And then in the sort of 88, 87, these came out. So these are a little handheld tube cutter for 3 sizes of tube. That's a 15 one there. You can see it says on it, hang on a minute, pipe slice. And what it is, it's got 2 wheels as a guide, and it's got a cutting blade, and it's got a spring that pushes the blade against the pipe. Anyway, you know about all that shit. So these are pipe slices. So normally the 15 one, you put it on the pipe I'll tell you why it's done that, because they get a bit of water in them and they get a bit sort of snarled up. As you can see, it's cut the pipe. That's 15mm. And we've got a 22 one here. This one's a bit of a sneaky one really, because this is made by Rigid and it will cut 22 and 15. But you know, when you get older, sorry, apart from having a runny nose, my grip is not as good as it was. So it gets, if your pipe's a little bit wet, to get that to cut, you've got to have use your other hand to get a really good grip on it. And if it's a little bit wet or it's in a bit of an awkward spot, it doesn't cut it so well, but that's not so bad. Now then, this is it. This is a 28mm pipe slice. And obviously the pipe gets bigger, and with it only being a small tool, it does take quite a little bit of turning to cut it. It's going to do it, but for my old knackered hand, will this be better? So what we're going to do, first we're going to try with the 15mm pipe. So all you do is you sit it in there, in the jaws like that, and you've got to hold it sort of 90 degrees like that, and then off we go. As you can see, it's cut it quite well, but it's taken, I think it's quicker doing it with the pipe slice. Well, let's try a bit of 22 pipe. So to get the jaws to line up get the pipe in, what you do is you put it in reverse and it clicks round and it locates back into the position where you put the pipe in. Let's try this. Now this one is a lot better. It's a lot quicker. It is quicker because obviously the spring gets tighter when these two jaws go apart. When it really puts a lot more pressure on the jaw. Now we're going to try 28mm pipe. This is mainly, I'm going to use this tool at work for cutting 28mm pipe, because of the fact that what I've said is, with this little tube cutter, you have to hold it really, really tight. And if I'm cutting a lot of 28mm tube, I think it's going to be just the ticket. So let's try it. This has got to be really great. Now that's cut it really, really quickly. So I'm going to take this to work and I'm going to give it a thorough test. What I think I might do is just have a bit of a play about with maybe putting some different springs in the head, just to get it a little bit more tension on there. With a 15mm pipe, I think it takes too long and it's easier to cut with a normal pipe slice. 22, if it was in a bit of an awkward spot, let's say the pipe work was up there and you couldn't really get to it, I think it might be pretty good. But bear in mind, these pipe slices, let's say the pipe was in a corner or quite tight to the actual wall or floor, you can see that distance there. It's quite a bit off where you want to be. And if you think about this, hang on a minute, where's the other one? Put that on, you can see, well, there's not much in it really, but when you get onto the smaller pipes, let's just have an example. Bear with me a minute. If I was cutting some 15mm pipe like that, we'll go like that, and we'll put the pipe slice on. You can see, look at that. You can get the pipe slice a lot closer. So if the pipe was closer to that's your wall, you'd be easier to cut it. So, there we go. The Makita Millwalkee tube cutter. Right, thanks for watching part 4. Well, I hope you've got time to watch all the other 3. If you go into my playlist or scroll down on my videos, you'll be able to watch how I built this. I bought this body of the tube cutter for 50 quid, and I've cobbled it together, and there's 4 videos. This is the last one. I've really, really enjoyed doing it, making it, and it's actually worked better than I thought. Will I use it at work? We'll see. I'll get back to you about that. So thanks for watching another John's Random Mad Frankenstein creation, the Millwalkee Makita tube cutter. Okay, what do we say? Random is rad. Rock on. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, unsubscribe, give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down, tell me you love me, tell me you hate me, tell your friends and neighbours, tell that weird guy from across the street with the one-eyed dog, tell me anything, but most importantly, let's get involved.